Welcome back, everybody. We are now in Unit 2 of the Eberith Hebrew letters that we're studying. Today we're going to look at Hey, Ua, Zion, and Heck. So we will get started on understanding these letters. We're going to start with the letter Hey, and that will be on page 24 in your book. Okay, so Hey has the H or the sound, and it is a vowel also. It's a vowel. The meaning of the letter Hey, the meaning that it carries is window. So that's what we know about that. There are some additional meanings that people have assigned to the letter. It is also the. It's the article the, like in the day or the car or whatever. It's the article the that you put in front of a word. So that's what we know about the letter Hey. And we're going to take a quick look at Ua, and then you can practice writing these letters. So Ua is our next letter. It also is a vowel, and it makes the oo sound. And its meaning assigned to it is hook. There have been other meanings assigned to it, which are nail, peg, which are very much like a hook, right? And it also is an article for the word and or add. So you'll learn about that in the grammar, but just so you'll know. Now let's go over to page 25 and 26 in your workbook, and you can trace the letters and begin to get comfortable with making them. Remember, we go right to left as we practice our letters, okay? So I will let you all stop the video and practice those for a little bit. Now I'd like to look at some words that go with hey. And the first word that we have is rena, and that word is to cry out, a shout of joy. It is the Hebrew Strong's number 7440, if you would like to look that up. And on page 27 is where you'll be able to write out this word, and you will need your letter study chart for the letters that you don't know yet. And the way we spell Rena is Resh, Noon, Hey. Let's all remember that I'm not the best at pronouncing these words. So when you look at the phonics, follow the phonics, okay? Not my sound. One day, I hope to have my mouth touched and be able to say all these words very clearly. But that will be waiting on the Ruach to do that for me. Okay, so the next word we have is daha, which means to fly or swoop. And that is the Hebrew Strong's number 1675. We spell that Dalet, and you had Dalet in the first lesson. Aleph, another letter that you know. And Hey, your new letter that we've just added, right? Okay, you can write that in. I'll try to go slow enough so you can do that. Next, we have the letter Haba, and that is love. And there's several words for love, but Haba is one of them. It is the Hebrew Strong's number 158, and it is spelled Aleph, which you know, Hey, your new letter, and Bet, and you know Bet from your first lesson. We will look at Strong's later in another session. We'll just do a video on Strong's and what to look for. And at that time, I'll explain more about the glossaries that will be available to you and the flashcards, so you can learn the vocabulary as well as the letters. So you have letter flashcards in the back of this book. You also have them on the Narrow Path books website so that you can download them. So they're there for you, okay? All right, so now we're going to look at some words that go with Ua. Ua, as I said, is also a vowel. The first word that we have is kum. It means to rise. It is Hebrew Strong's number 6965. So you may wonder, why do I keep saying Hebrew Strong? And the reason is because Strong's has a lot of words in their database, and there's Greek words and Hebrew words and other words. So we want to be sure that we look at the Hebrew Strong words, because the same number in Greek can be something totally different, right? And probably is. So just so you know why I say that, every Strong's number I give you is going to be the Hebrew Strong's number. So just remember that, okay? All right. So the next one we have is Kushayahu. Kushayahu. Using the phonics. Kushayahu. And it means a Levite. Now, in that word, you can see the Y-A-H-U, Yahoo, for like Yahuwah, right? Now we're going to look at the next word, which is Methuselah. You all might be familiar with Methuselah, right? And it is spelt Mem Ta, which is the last letter. You'll need your letter chart for that one. Mem is the M on the card. So Mem Ta. Ua, which is the letter we're looking at now. Shin is the second to the last letter on the card. Lamed, that's the L toward the middle of your letter chart. And Het. Het. That is a letter we're going to study in a little while. It's about a third of the way down on your card. It looks like a little fence. Or a ladder. Looks like maybe a ladder. And now I'm going over to page 29. Zion. That is the Z sound, and it carries the meaning of weapon. And I need to go back because I didn't do this, and I didn't talk to you about what the numeric numbers are that are assigned to these particular four letters. So we'll just backtrack for a second, and that is Hey is the number 5, Ua is the number 6, and Zion, where I noticed that I hadn't given you the numbers, is the number 7. Okay, that is on page 29. You can see that there. Some additional meanings have been assigned to this letter, and they are plow, cut off, sword, to cut, to pierce. Those words all kind of go with weapon. They can all be a weapon. I am sure that the ground feels like a plow is a weapon against it, for sure. So remember, Hebrew, they have concepts. They don't have hard and fast meanings. They have concepts. So the concepts assigned to Zion, that's how you say that, is weapon. And then these others are offshoots from weapon. And here we get into the heck. It has a C-H-A-A sound. It is the numerical number 8. So if you were to see a heck in the front of a list of items, it would be the 8th item on the list kind of thing. They have a word for 8 also, but just so you know how that's used, it's not, I mean, some people use it for numerology, but we don't want to do that. That's not necessarily a thing that Yahuwah would like us to do, as I understand it. So that's not why you're learning the numbers. Okay, and the meaning that's assigned to this letter, to heck, is fence. So it's something that surrounds and protects. So the additional meanings are inner tent wall, separation. If you put a fence around something, you're separating it, so it's separation. Sometimes you'll put that fence around something to protect it or to cut it off from something else. These are the concepts of this letter. Okay. Going over to page 31 and 32, you can practice writing these letters. You can stop the audio, or you can just hang here with me as you do it. That's fine. Okay, I know you didn't get very far. I know you only got 1 or 2 letters written, but I don't want you to think that the video has just ended, because it hasn't, okay? So you all can practice on those a little bit. Learn how to get comfortable with writing them from right to left. That heck has a bit of a slant to it, as you can see on page 31. Yeah, and the Zan is not quite a Z. I know it's similar to our Z, but that top line extends out over the slanted line, and then the slanted line comes down to meet the edge of the bottom line. So just a little bit different than how we make our Z's, okay? All right. Moving on to page 33 and 34, we're going to look at some words for these letters. Zamar. Zamar. That means prune. Strong numbers 2168. And it is spelled Zayin Mem Resh. You can write that in the line there. Zayin Mem Resh. Our next word is Zakar. Zakar means to remember. Strong's number 2142. And it is spelled Zayin Kaf Resh. Kaf is about halfway down on your letter chart, just above the Lamed. Many times when you hear people talk and they talk about Hebrew, they'll say a Hebrew word and they will immediately give you a number afterwards. They are giving you the Strong's number. So everything in all the books that I put out about the Eberith language, I will refer all of the words back to a Hebrew Strong's number so that you can look at it and get additional information, or just know that what I put in the book is correct. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes. And if you find a mistake, you certainly can let me know. However, I would suggest that on the website, there is an update section for each of my books. And in the update section, I put PDFs of the updates that I do to the books. So this particular book, the very first one that I did, had a lot of struggles as we started on our journey. And there were several updates, but if you have purchased your book after May 19th of 23, you're in good shape, okay? You're in good shape. But it was a lot of fun learning this, let me tell you. Okay, so our next word is Zahar. Zihar, and it is spelt Zayin Hey Resh. You had Hey just a few minutes ago. Resh is the R on your letter chart. We have not gotten there yet, but we will. It's challenging to introduce vocabulary before you introduce all the letters. But I think that you need to learn some vocabulary as we go along. So we will make it through, and you can come back to these words and use the flashcards, and they'll make more sense after we make our way through all the letters. All right, in the heck, on page 34, we have a word that is Hachli. Hachli. I know I'm not saying that right, so you want to get that where you see on page 34 that Khol, you want to get that Chaa sound. It's sort of a guttural sound. So, and then you get the E at the end, E, Kali. And you all can work on that. I am not very good at it. This word means illness, number 2483. And it is spelled Hek Lamed Yod. We'll be looking at Yod in our next class. Just write those letters on your line from right to left. Our next word is come. I am so sorry. I can write the books. I just can't pronounce the words. I do apologize. And CHAM means hot, as in boiling hot, number 2525. And we spell that Hek Mem. Then. All right. Our last word that we're going to look at on page 34 is CHEN. It is the word meaning grace and or favor, number 2580. And we spell that Hek Noon. Noon is the N on your letter chart. On page 35 of the book, you have another script, okay? You're looking at the script that was created by Eric Bissell. It's all the same letters. Some of them look a little different. So he also talks about the way he thinks the letters sound. So you can see that. In Eberith, we do not use the W or the V sound. I know it's on this, I see it on the page, on page 35 for UA, but that is not correct when you're doing Eberith. The W and the V had not been created at the time of Eberith, nor had the J been created. So we do not use the W sound. We do not use the V sound that we know in English. We use the oo sound, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, and so throughout the books that I put together for us, even if Strong's has a V, W, or J, I will not use it. I will use what's supposed to be done for Eberith. So apart from that change, everything will pretty much be the same as Strong's. So one day we will have our own Eberith dictionary, and we will not have any J's, W's, or V's because they should not be there. On page 36, we're going to go into Unit 2 skill practices. We're looking at page 37. We want to draw a line to match the letter to its sound. So the hay has, what's the sound? You'll find it in the flower. You draw a line to that. The heck, the ladder, the fence, heck, it has a sound. It has a very hard sound, very guttural. Ua. Zan. Zan's pretty much giveaway, isn't it? And we will look at all the answers here in just a few minutes. I'll put the slides up with the answers. We'll just work through the practices right now. So now this one's a little challenging, and your letter chart will help you until you really learn these. But you need to learn these and the direction, how they go from left to right all the way through. Because just a little tip here, it will be a challenge question at the end of the book for you to get your little certificate that you can share on social media to say that you accomplished learning the Eberith letters. And we want you to be proud of what you're learning. And proud's not the right word. We want you to be pleased that you have made the effort to show Yahuwah that you care about his language. And so we want you to share with your friends and families and everybody that you have completed the study of learning the letters, the Eberith letters, okay? We don't want to use the word proud. Proud will get us in trouble. Let's not do that. But we can be pleased. We can be happy that Yahuwah gave us all the skill set to learn the letters. And one day he's going to give me the skill set to pronounce them. That's further down the road, I guess. That will keep me humble, right? Okay, so on page 38, we have 8 blocks and we have 8 letters. And starting on the right side, the top right block, what is the first letter of the Eberith alphabet? And I'd like you to write that letter in the block. And I'd like you to follow all the way. So you'd have the second letter, third letter, fourth letter. Come back over to the right side of the page and have the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th letter. You're okay to use your chart, but I want you to work at learning the letters. And you have your flashcards to do that, right? You can put them in order and then see if they help you learn them. So as you finish that up, and I will put the answers up in a few minutes, but we know that the answer for this, starting from the right, going to the left, is Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet. Second line, right to left, Hey, Ua, Zion, and Hek. Right? That's what we know. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, page 39. In the blocks, we'd like you to write the letter for the comment that is beside it. So the first one is, I am Ua. So what do I look like? We want you to write that in the block. I am Hey. I am Zion. Zion. I have trouble with that one, obviously, right? Zion. Zion. And the last one is, I am Hek. Hek. On page 40, each Hebrew letter has an icon, a sound, and a main meaning. Write the main meaning of the Eberith Paleo icon in the block. So what is the main meaning of Zion? Zion. And just continue on down till you get all of the main meanings written in the blocks. Most of the time, the main meaning is just one word. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to suggest that you turn off the video and work on it and then come back. And this is page 41. You're prepping to do page 42. Okay. So you have the Hebrew word and you want to write it in Eberith. And then you want to give yourself the English word for that, just for practice. And then you'll come over to page 42 and you will take your Eberith word, the pictorial letters, the Eberith word, and find it in the word search. So you are going to find 3, 6, 9, 12 words in there. Word search 2, you're going to find 12 words. And come back after you have done that and we'll look at the answers. I'll meet you on the other side of that, okay? Okay. All right, welcome back. I hope you had fun doing that. So now I am just turning to the back of the book, and you can turn there also on page 132. On page 132, you are going to see the answers for the for the word search. So you'll see all the answers for the chart, and then you'll find the answers to the word search. So you can take a look at those and see how you did. All of the word searches throughout all of the books that we have with Eberith, the words will be right to left. And if it's a word search going from the bottom to the top, then the first letter, the letter that's normally on the right, will be at the bottom. And if it's diagonal, it's the same thing. The word that is normally at the right will be at the bottom, and you move up. Okay, that's how we will do the direction we will do all of the words. We're not going to do frontwards and backwards because it's just too difficult. We're either going to go left to right across, or bottom to top up, or bottom to side diagonal across the board. So there you have the answers. And I have a slide of the answers for the other page that I will put up so you can take a look at it. The sounds are hey is the H sound, heck is the CH sound, ua is the U sound, and zan is the Z sound, right? And we talked about the letters, the directions that they went. Aleph, bet, gimel, dalet, hey, zan. Then on page 39, I think you can self-check that to be sure you wrote the letter correctly. And now we're going to take a look at the main meanings on page 40. So Zion's main meaning, I believe, is going to be weapon, right? When we go back and we look, I think we'll find that it is weapon. Wait a minute, I got to go back a little further. Well, I lost it. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so Zion is weapon. Ua, we'll find the answer by looking on page 24, is hook. Heck is a fence. And hey is window. So that's what we know about those sounds. And we took a look at the letter chart. And that is the end of Unit 2. Congratulations. I'm looking at Unit 3. That's the end of Unit 2. So happy you got all the way through there. That's great. And work on those letters a little bit more. Download your vocabulary flashcards, and work with your flashcards along with last week's flashcards. They're all on the narrowpathbooks.net website for you. You can download and cut them out. And I think that'll be fantastic. Congratulations on now knowing, how many you know now? You know 8 letters. So you're making your way through the 22. And I will meet you right back here for our next class for Unit 3. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Be sure to leave your notes in the chat on our Narrow Path Books website, and I will answer you there. Okay, have a great day. See you next time. Bye.